Alright, now, this is one you probably didn't expect. It's Diamond Olaf with Northdale, what you want. And people can't really say anymore, like, he's just on a Smurf. Especially when the Smurf is on Diamond. Uh, Anyways, attack damage, red armor, yellow magic resistance, blues, attack damage, queens. I think it's 9-21-0 or 0-19. I don't quite remember. That said, Lucian dies. Right there, he gets jumped at the blue. I mean, they saw them coming, and then they just kind of stood in that tri-bush, and then he just died. Doesn't matter. Anyways, you'll see him redeem himself later into this game. First things first, double buff. Then I go off to gank mid because that Zed is playing ridiculously aggressive. I strike him with a Q, and instead of grabbing the Q again, I feel probably 3 auto attacks, so it'll deal more damage, so I go off and cleave him. They're 2v1ing the Zac up there, and I get kicked by Lee Sin in the face. Turns out they had a ward there. I didn't know, but after seeing the replay again, I was able to tell. Anyways, Olaf, apparently he's been seeing a lot of play again in, guess what, Korea. Turns out his latest buff, his rework and then the buff after has sent him over the edge. Sure, he needs a lot of levels, and he's primarily a late game champion, and his W's is one of his better skills to rank up, yet it's kind of dumb to rank up early. But holy crap, does he deal a load more of damage at late game? Hell, he doesn't, that whole, you should build defensive on him. You need to build offensive on him to do anything now. It's kind of, well, dumb. He's a melee champion, and he doesn't have any actual reliable gap closers or mobility outside of pretty much anything outside. And he's, so, it's kind of counterintuitive to build him Glass Cannon. He's very reliant on his summoner spells. But anyways, I was saying, so far, what I've surmised from what they're doing in Korea land is they max out Q, or at least put a few points on his Q to give him clearing speed or lane harass if you're playing him as a laner. Then max out his E to clobber people, and then you max out his W, obviously, just to give you that carry potential or whatever. You can't really stay on top of laners, not a laner, on top of your opponents enough to just clobber them with your W. But your E and your Q are early game are enough. How to say this? Your Q stops being as strong later into the game than your W or your E. But hopefully at that point you've already farmed up enough or gained enough levels that it just doesn't matter anymore. Like you can make up for having a shitty W. I don't know if I'm making it clear. But anyways, I've tried him up. I've tried him again, and holy crap, they're pretty much right. Well, when they seem to be the ones who discover most anything first, anyways. So, Olaf, the interaction of his auto attacks with his new E, with his E, the new interaction with auto attacks is pretty goddamn good, especially later into the game when you actually have a chance to, stab people in team fights and you can survive any of the harassment or volleys they throw at you. So, Olaf is definitely seemingly stronger now. And of course, he still has some of the strengths he formerly had, such as, completely obliterating champions in duels or being the unseeable, crowd-controlled monster in team fights. So, late game, he is arguably stronger than ever. And early game, it's only slightly weaker than he used to be. That's kind of about it. I really don't like how he loses his resistances and stuff when he uses his ultimate, but surprisingly, I haven't been forced to use it that much. I only use it when I get crowd controlled instead of when I'm, actually fighting. Unless I'm actually managed to get on top of the carry, will I burn it to get out of the delicious bonuses. That's it. I still find myself struggling with mana early. That's probably never going to change. His mana has always been one of his biggest issues, but thankfully, in certain team comps, especially against this team that I'm fighting right now, Glacier Shroud is a very sexy item. So I purchase it and give myself some much needed mana and cooldown reduction. I'll eventually upgrade this to a Frozen Heart. So keep that in mind. If you want to play Olaf, you probably need a boost in your mana. Mana regeneration, maybe. Mana immune, terrible item. Here you go. I catch myself a Lee Sin, pop my ultimate so he doesn't kick me away, and then I just break his spine. I have a delicious Blight Man for dinner. Then down bottom, this is a really cool thing. You'll see the Lucian knows what he's doing. He knows he's got the advantage, so he pops his ult for the chase, which is kind of about the only thing it's useful for. We kill ourselves a Corki. We catch ourselves a Blitzcrank, who, like, you know, he's just a goner. Lucian gets himself a double kill, and it's totally worth giving it to him, because at this point he's fed, and he's going to be able to carry us. His little level 1 blunder doesn't matter anymore. He more than made up for it. We get ourselves another delicious... I think it's the first dragon, yeah. Get ourselves a delicious dragon and give solidify our lead. I myself am actually getting farmed for a jungler and have some good gold. And I have myself a frozen heart already, which counters pretty much their entire team aside from Singed, who I don't really care for. And here you can see me miss all my fucking axes, because that's just sad. If you can't hit an axe as Olaf, then you're not going to do shit. Luckily, that's kind of the only time I missed as many axes as I did in a row. Zac destroys Singed, and they were questioning, how is Zac beating Singed? My opinion, I'm pretty damn sure Zac should crush Singed. I mean, look at his W. His W should just shred Singed's abilities. His W and his Q. His E, not so much. But yeah, anyways, you not want to see me fuck up royally? So a brawl happens down mid, a Blitzcrank dies, they go after Lee Sin, and I thought that Zed's ultimate was on cooldown, so I dive him and then just get fucking 100% killed. Damn, that was embarrassing. Still, you know, might as well just laugh at that. But I can laugh at this too. Zed comes down bottom along with Corki to try to fight somebody. He jumps right in. We waste his W, and he doesn't have a flash or anything, so Lucian gets a free kill and a shutdown on him. So it makes my death less as, you know, as painful, because he got the shutdown. Good man, Lucian. This player is actually pretty good at Lucian, and I played with 4 Lucians that day, and they're kind of making me change my mind on Lucian. I mean, nothing will make me change my mind on Lucian's ultimate being the most useless piece of crap in the universe, but his Q and his W are seemingly very strong, and I'm kind of, you know, impressed by it. Here you can just see my teammates fighting and, you know, trading kills. Zac is going to get killed here, and then the Janna isn't going to be able to escape. She gets ninja strike. She gets a shuriken in her ass. I go try to push mid. Blitzcrank pulls me in, and I just kind of run away. I take a shitload of damage, but it's not enough for them to kill me. They're out of energy and mana. I'm getting close to purchasing my Spirit of the Ancient Golem. Cooldown reduction and health, along with defensive stats, seems to be once again the way to build Olaf. I haven't seen anybody build him offensive except for maybe 2 Doran's Blades in very extreme conditions. And, you know, Olaf is actually one of the champions I think will be very strong in Season 4, mostly because he's got a strong late game, farming junglers are being rewarded, and he's actually able to keep 4 spawns in lockdown, much like Shyvana, though his mobility isn't as great as hers. So I don't think he'll be able to take advantage of the farm plus ganks. Shyvana can actually farm all the 4 camps and go off and gank a lane before they spawn, or as they're spawning. So she'll be able to, you know, apply pressure and farm. I don't think Olaf has that. Mundo does, mostly because he can aggro things with his Q, and he doesn't have to, you know, go up and pick it up or do some wonky ass movements in there. Zed is also somebody who can do that, but you won't really be seeing him in the jungle. Zac, surprisingly, is also one of the junglers who can maintain a gank pattern while, you know, keeping 4 camps in lockdown. Either way, you can see my team is obliterating them, and pretty much team fights, the enemy team can't win. I have a Frozen Heart, which severs a lot of their offensive capabilities and makes me a fucking offensive monster. And now, when I go home right now, I'll be able to purchase myself a Spirit of the Ancient Golem, making myself even harder. Along with the Giant's Belt, I'm building myself a Ninja Tabi, seeing as, you know, they're pretty much all physical. I won't be able to have too much. I don't have enough gold to build a Sunfire Cape, so I'm going to end up just building a Ninja Tabi. I believe I go back. No, not right now. No, fight happens top. There we go. Fight happens top. Zac wants to kill himself a Blitzcrank. Zed jumps on the Orianna, but she's got her Hourglass. It makes his entire ultimate worthless. I join the fight just in time to at least slow him down. Thankfully, Janna's ultimate saves the Orianna, and then we are able to get ourselves a delicious Baron for free, essentially. There's nobody to stop us. Lee Sin's bottom lane for some reason. He could have probably tried to. I haven't been a successful in most of my smites as of late. and lost Baron several times. We get ourselves a delicious blue golem. Give it to the Oriana. Go back. I buy myself Ninja Tabai. Zac catches himself a Corki and they kill him. So, yay. Zac is also one of the champions I think will be a lot more stronger in Season 4 than he currently is in Season 3. His nerves kind of brought him down from his former days of glory in the jungle. He's seen more as a laner than he is as jungler, and I kind of do miss him. I mean, as a teammate, I hated fighting him as an opponent. He's fucking annoying. But as a teammate, he's just like, I can go offensive jungler, or I can do something like that if I have him top lane. And as a jungler, I just kind of like the whole initiation dive bomber thing. He can't exactly carry anymore through damage because he doesn't actually have it anymore. But he's always a really reliable, initiator and that kind of thing. So I hope to see him again in Season 4. Anyways, hooray for Olaf and hooray for this being a diamond game on North there. Hooray!